In today's Leeds news, Dan James on Leeds attack, Newsome thinks Farke criticism is valid, Max Dean thanks Leeds United, and Steinsson to leave current Leeds role. Morning folks, Jay here, Friday morning the 8th of November with your Leeds United news. Hope you're having a good week so far. We're getting ready for the game tomorrow against QPR at Elland Road. We want to see a big return for Leeds in that game, but there's a couple of stories floating around. Dan James has been speaking about Leeds United's attack or misfiring attack in certain games. Don Newsome has come in on the Daniel Farke criticism, saying it's valid but thinks the manager needs a little bit more time. We've got some more on that, as well as Max Dean talking about his time at Leeds United and the hell of a season he's having since he moved to Ghent. And then Steinsson looks like he's ready for a new role, moving away from his current technical director role. We'll cover that towards the back end, but we'll start off with Dan James, and it's a really interesting piece in the YEP from Newsome this week, and it's basically talking to Dan James about the season, but also about the current maybe issues that Leeds are facing, this inability to break down a low block as Leeds get ready to play lesser sides who are more likely to line up that way. There's a lot of talk going on about at the moment about Leeds' conversion rate, but more importantly creating chances. Leeds created 0 big chances in the game against Millwall, despite having 4 shots on target. They weren't classified as big goal scoring chances, and Leeds had an XG of 0.7 in that game. Now Dan James has made a pretty honest admission about Leeds United's attack and admits that Leeds must bounce back from this, but also be aware that they're going to receive the same treatment from quite a lot of teams they will come up against in the next few weeks. Speaking to LUTV about the situation, Dan James said the following: "Of course it's difficult, but a lot of teams are doing that to us, and we just have to get to work and work ways to work around the defence and keep working on that. We came out in the second half and I thought we started really well and we pushed them, but unfortunately we didn't get anything thinking that we pushed them in the second half, and the reality are slightly different on this one. Leeds United had 74% of the possession in the second half, but only managed to get 2 shots on target in the entire second half. So Leeds will need to do more. Leeds just aren't working goalkeepers enough. Leeds will need more shots on target to score more goals, and that appears to be the way it's been for Leeds for quite some time now. But we want to see that. The fact that they're aware of it means hopefully they're working on it. Daniel Farke was made aware of a couple of fan issues during the press conference this week, although he dismissed an awful lot of it. But we'll see if we get a reaction tomorrow on the game. John Newsome has also been speaking about the recent criticism of Daniel Farke and said that while he believes the fans' criticism of the manager is valid, he believes that Daniel Farke still needs a little bit more time. Newsome insists that while he thinks that Farke still needs time, that the fans' opinion and criticism is fully justified given the squad that the German has to his disposal right now and the hefty wage bill that the club have on the books right now. Newsome, when he was speaking to BBC Radio Leeds, said the following: "I don't know whether it's fair or not, but I can understand why supporters feel the way, most definitely. I think I've read a message earlier that we should be the Leicester City of this season. Look at the squad that we have, look at the players that we have. I think Angus Kinnear has gone on record to say that this is their highest wage bill in the Championship history." Newsome went on to mention the fans' expectations around this and the Leicester idea from last year that Leeds should be running away with the league. And speaking about the fans' sentiment towards the current situation, Newsome said the following: "But yeah, I can understand the sentiment. I can understand some of the points in that message. Is it time to sack Daniel Farke? I don't think I agree with that. But yes, there are some of the points there that are very valid." Leeds and Daniel Farke, as we've already said, will need to bounce back. Farke will need to put a more, I suppose, impactful performance on the pitch, faster moving game, move the ball quicker, less slow tempo stuff, get in their faces a bit more, be a bit more aggressive, and all that is needed for Leeds to have a reaction for those of us who've been a little bit bored over the last couple of weeks to get really invested and interested in it again, because this is a Leeds side that when they're cooking are a really, really good side to watch. I'm very excited by this Leeds United team when I see them at full tilt. Less so when I see them with 70% possession and just tapping the ball around the back. It's not for me. Moving on to a player that was at Leeds United and has moved on from the club but has decided to have a little chat about his time at Leeds United, and that's current Ghent striker and former Leeds United youth Max Dean, who has now been called up to the England Under-20 elite squad as well as a couple of international caps underage under his belt since the move. Dean has 10 goals in all competitions so far this season, and Jesse Marsh made the call back in January 2023 to sell the player, and when he went to MK Dons without making a senior appearance for Leeds United. That went really, really well, and the player is now playing and scoring goals on a regular basis for Ghent, as well as having European Conference League football as a bit of a bonus. But Dean Didn't think he would make it at Leeds United, having missed 2 penalties in his trial game for Leeds. But on his time at Leeds United and the competition that he faced at the time, Max Dean had the following to say. When I was at Leeds, I was competing with Joffrey Gelhardt, Sam Greenwood, who are unbelievable players. And then Mateo Joseph came in. They're already doing unbelievable. But the careers that they're going to have when they're finished, I can say that I had to compete with those type of players. I've always had strong competition, and I've got good relationships with all of them. On his Leeds time, Dean said the following. I loved my time at Leeds. Without Leeds, I know I wouldn't have made it as a professional footballer. So I love the club today. I love the club to bits, but I had to go and play football. I didn't want to be 2021, still knocking around the under-23 team. I know I had to go and play. He very much backed himself to go and play, and it's worked out pretty well for him right now. You look at Joffrey Gelhardt, who's kind of stagnated in the squad as it is at the moment. Probably needs to do the same thing, back himself, go out and get some games. There's talk of a loan move for him in January, but Dean's very much gone on, and fingers crossed he has a fantastic career for himself, for England, and we can hope that maybe he's not the one that got away, and we might see him back in the Leeds shirt at some point in the future. But well done, Max, on your move, and everything going very well for him at the moment. And moving on to the main story of today and the final one of today, and just a quick reminder, we will have a match preview out tonight later on. It'll be a pre-record for tomorrow's game, and there will be a warm-up video that will go out tomorrow morning as well to get you ready for that game. We've heard from Daniel Farke already this week about the game, but now there's some news behind the scenes of the Leeds United structure, and some story coming out this morning from The Athletic about Gregor Steinsson. And Gregor Steinsson is set to leave his role as Leeds United's technical director, according to an exclusive from Nancy Froston in The Athletic. The Froston reported as an exclusive the 42-year-old will take up a different role under the 49ers Enterprises global operation. Nancy added there is no direct replacement set for Steinsson right now at Elland Road, but that the transition is already well underway. The 49ers are believed to want Steinsson to focus more on industry trends, research, technology and player advancement in an attempt to modernise the Leeds United structure behind the scenes. This could also suggest, and it's very much just a suggestion, that 49ers Enterprises might be looking at a multi-club model similar to what Manchester City have, similar to what Red Bull have and other clubs have around Europe. This would widen Leeds' scouting network, would give them more opportunities to look at players, have bigger scouting teams around the world. As part of that setup, I would probably remove the Red Bull worry that people have at the moment. If Leeds go off and set up their own multi-club model, then the Red Bull multi-club model probably isn't as relevant. Steinsson's doing a fantastic job behind the scenes at Leeds United at the moment. His first transfer window has been excellent for Leeds, and the players they brought in to replace the ones that left were very, very good. The whole recruitment team behind the scenes seemed to be pretty much hit with most of the signings that they've made since they've come in. But Angus Kinnear and the 49ers Enterprise is clearly looking at modernising some of the aspects behind the scenes at Leeds United. Steinsson will move into a new role with the 49ers Enterprises, and we'll wait and see over the next couple of weeks whether or not Leeds bring in a direct replacement for Gregor Steinsson in that role, or whether Nick Hammond or somebody else in the current setup takes on more responsibilities. Maybe it's not needed at the moment to have him in that role, and maybe he can do some of his duties in this global role as well, overseeing Leeds as well as whatever else 49ers Enterprises decide to do. As I said, folks, there will be a live stream pre-recorded out tonight. You can check that out, and tomorrow morning there will be the warm-up video for your data pack for everything you want to know going into the game against Queen's Park Rangers. A big game for Leeds United. It's strange to say, probably a must win, but on the back of the result during the week, it probably is. This run of games looked like it should have been an easy run of games for Leeds to go on a run, and we haven't done that just yet, so we'll see how we get on Saturday. But that'll be it for me, folks. Thanks as always for supporting and watching the channel. I will be back later on this evening. I'll see you in the morning for more Leeds news and the data pack. Be good. Talk to you soon. Bye.